Pak Pak Pakao!
Akakinimu otsimla, kumlagi shemu shitsimla, iukiki mi elikimu lunia. Zakeri hoje piasa, kile chemu okumsa, samulari au hahashi hoje kusa. Noye, Lhokuthu, Noye, Lhokuthu, Noye, Lhokuthu,
Kenübo Asutsu, Abdon Kadino Tumachangan Niangtu Sakaku Papamu Asetar Nimanete Tateman Akuji Akuta da 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 da
Welcome to a new episode of Pak Pak Pakao. Today on my dinner table, I have some of the spiciest food from India, but I also have 2 master's degrees. So that means we have some of the smartest people in the country as well. The living heartbeat of Nagaland's indie music scene, Temsu Clover and Abdon Mech. Welcome to Bangalore. You had a great day today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dosas, idlis,
What a
So
start.
much.
coffee.
Yeah.
You've helped me get some ingredients and cook some Naga food. I hope I've done justice. We'll find out.
We'll find out.
But how's it been? First time in Bangalore for both of you.
I'm not.
I mean, I have to start with a dosa.
How was it?
I
Out of body experience for you.
don't know. I don't know what to say.
Yeah. So are you gonna give up on Naga food now?
Not really. Nothing beats my mom's honey and
Yeah,
smoked pork.
100%.
But man, I've heard a lot about the dosa and to kind of be there physically and just see all my dreams come true on a plate.
Yeah. Amazing. What about you, Temsu?
It's been an amazing day. I had filter coffee for the first time and it was great. I felt like an adult for the first time, even though I'm an adult already. And then the dosa and idli was great. And then the weather.
Yeah.
And then of course this house, this home.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you
good.
much. Yeah. And what about the traffic?
Not as bad. Like we have not
Yeah.
experienced the
Yeah, you have not
Bangalore
seen the
traffic yet. Yeah, probably find out tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully not, actually.
Hopefully.
I would suggest don't stray too far from where you're staying. And then your flight's late at night, so
Should be okay.
you
then.
shouldn't be facing too
Mm.
much traffic. But thank you so much for making the trek.
Yeah, thank you.
It's a long way from Dimapur, which is where you both are based right
Yeah.
now. But I know that you grew up in Kohima and you grew up in a bunch of other places.
Yeah.
So tell me what that was like growing up in Kohima. How did you pick up music?
The most memorable memory of me in Kohima would be the sunsets and the sunrises.
Okay.
Like it's so beautiful, and I think for me that is how I got connected with nature as well. and it kind of shows in my art also. And music, my parents.
Your parents?
Yeah.
Oh.
So like they're big time music lovers, and even my mom used to sing,
Okay.
and she would also write a bunch of stuff like when she was young. Now she's not,
Okay.
but I think I think I got it from my
What
parents.
kind of music were they playing at home?
Of course, rock is there. Then we have like country songs,
Okay.
and then there's gospel.
Okay.
So yeah,
What kind of rock music? I love rock music, so I'm going to ask you a lot of rock.
Firehouse, and then there is Hold On Little Girl. Yeah, Mr. Big.
Yeah.
And then we have White Snake,
White Snake, yeah.
yeah, and a
Oh,
lot
nice.
more
Lots of hair.
dudes with the long hair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Nice. We're going to see a Temsu Clover rock album.
Oh, hopefully not.
That'd be great though. But did you also listen to a lot of rock growing up? Whereabouts did you grow up? Tell me about that. Like,
I'm just gonna interject. Like we were supposed to do this at the start, but we forgot. But since this is a Naga themed episode, we actually have a gift for you
oh, you
that
do?
we were supposed to give to you at the start. But actually, I think this is a nice way to go about. So,
Okay.
can you just help me with that? Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm just gonna
This
get
is
on.
very interesting. This is you've already gifted me the effort that you put in to come here,
We have to
the
do
time
this.
that
Yeah.
you put in, and the ingredients.
So you have to stand up for
Yeah.
this.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is just put it on his.
Okay.
Yeah. This is like
Is there what is this? Thank you so much.
just wear it on top of this. Like yeah. This is a Lotha Naga scarf.
Oh, wow, this is awesome. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, guys. This is amazing.
There you go.
So is this how like is this worn like customary or?
Yeah, this is worn like we wear it during functions,
Okay.
during special occasions.
Yeah.
No, we'll have to fix this. Yeah, say. Hold on. There you go.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah.
This looks good.
You look like a Naga now.
Yeah.
Which one? I know
Lovely.
there are 15 tribes.
Yeah.
There's 17.
This is 17 drives now. Yeah.
I'm also going to learn one language tonight. Help me.
We were just talking about it in the car.
Mm.
We were talking what will we
What can we
What
teach
can
him?
we
Yeah.
teach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said something, but Abdon said no.
Yeah. I don't want no apology letters to anybody.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll do that off camera. But you also you opened with an Ao song and a Sumi song, right?
Mm.
We'll talk about that later as we go through. But thank you, firstly, so much.
Yeah.
For this.
Looks great on
this is
you.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I'm really going to cherish this. I'd love to know more. Abdon, tell me, where did you grow up? How did music enter your life?
I moved around quite a bit because my mom and dad, they were in the police force. So they were posted like very far away from the city. And the place that they were posted, there were no good schools.
Okay.
So they wanted me to have a good education. So they had to send me away. Like, so as soon as I turned 4, my dad was like, time to go. And they put me in a hostel.
Okay.
So by age 4, I was, moving around schools a lot, just boarding schools. So from 4 till, I would say 1920, I was in boarding school.
Okay.
And
And this is all in Nagaland.
this is all in Nagaland, like different districts of Nagaland.
Okay.
So the thing with boarding school is, especially with music, you can only listen to the kind of music that your seniors are listening because they get to curate the music.
Yeah.
So that time, my seniors were full on rock, right? So you had your Iron Maidens and you had your
Okay.
Metallicas.
Okay.
But I think
You
for
went heavier than Temsu.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I didn't necessarily get into it too much. I think like 2-3 acts that I can think of would be Avenged Sevenfold was
Yeah.
one big one.
Mhm.
Linkin Park was another big one.
You're
Yeah,
gonna
then-
watch them this year?
yeah,
This year?
for sure. Then Nightwish was another one. So like those kind of
I haven't
yeah.
Nightwish in so long.
Nightwish was quite big actually growing up.
Oh really?
Yeah. Back home it was big.
Okay, awesome.
So grew up listening to what my seniors would listen, and over the period of time, music was not essentially like a part of my life. I was not passionate about it. I had other passions, and eventually, as I started getting older, I realized, okay, I cannot be everything that I want.
Yeah.
I need to be good at something.
Pick
So
one lane.
just picked one, pray to God, still figuring it out.
Yeah. I would say you're getting there, man. We've seen those girls singing back at your band. I think we know where you're going. We know it's working for sure. Right? But how did that happen? Tell me, how did you pick up the guitar and when did you know you could sing?
Okay. So in the hostel, we had a guitar, one guitar for like 70 boys.
Oh, amazing.
So it would be like Saturdays and would get like 5 minutes each, everybody.
Yeah.
So when my time came, I was making sure that I was being properly resourceful of the 5 minutes and learned as much as I could. So started in a hostel, picked it up a little bit along the way, but became more serious once during college, I got into John Mayer. And that kind of just changed the trajectory of who I wanted to be as an artist, who I wanted to be as a songwriter. So, artists like John Mayer, Bruno Major, another one that taught me a lot about not just songwriting, but guitar playing as well. So yeah.
Are you fully self-taught?
I would say 90% would be, I taught myself briefly. I took lessons from a guy called Kenübo. Shout out Gem Tree Music School, the best music school in Nagaland, which he's also a part of. And sat with him for a couple of months, and he told me, listen, you don't want to be playing guitar riffs. You're a songwriter, you just need help with chords that kind of complement your songwriting. That was a lesson I took, but not on like full-on traditional classes.
And what about you? So you also went to the music school?
No, I am also a self-taught musician, songwriter. But lately I've been, very fascinated with learning theoretically about music also. So I've been doing that, and recently I started working again at Gem Tree Music School as a local teacher.
Oh, you're teaching?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
So I realized that, I also like, sharing what I have, what I know, the little that I know. So, yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. It's very, very nice. I mean, for you to teach and to play music while you're doing all of that. So then how do you sort of go out and then tell me about like the music scene in Dimapur, right? I know it's getting really big. We were talking about the different languages and Nagamese and so many artists performing in English. So how are those opportunities playing out for you? Do you have opportunities to play around the state in Dimapur?
Yeah.
How does that work out?
Like I shared with you in the morning as well, like in the context of where we were 10 years ago and where we are now, it's just we've seen so much growth in the community as a whole. I think more importantly, not just artists or the ones that are making music or the programmers, but most importantly, I think it's the audience. We have seen like a massive shift in the reception and openness to different genres and different...
And to original music? Or are they asking for
No, 100%. Now it's original music, Like 10 years ago, you go to a gig, people want to listen to classic rock covers, right? But now people are not just interested in the music, they're willing to take out 3 hours of their day, spend $500 on a ticket, come and buy merch and sit for...
buy merch?
It's
also selling?
Those things are also... So it's slowly growing, but I think we're grateful to be part of a generation that kind of taking things towards a different direction. So I think still nascent, but there's a lot of promise.
I mean, you should also take credit for building it, right? If you weren't doing it, they would have nothing to go to. Were you going out to gigs when you were coming up in the music scene? Did you spend a lot of time like watching artists?
No.
I'm assuming there weren't too many playing.
Right? There weren't too many during that time.
And also me being a girl, I spent most of my time in my room because I had strict parents growing up.
Okay.
But then the only piece of live music that I had was the church.
Okay.
Special Sundays and hymns and all that. So the church has also been a major role for musicians like us from Nagaland.
Yeah. I think it's fair to point out that church music plays a big role in Nagaland even to this day. So for example, in your tier 1, tier 2 cities, you have these venues and pubs and bars that kind of offer like a training space for young musicians to play live music. Back at home, it's churches. So we have what we call worship teams that lead people into songs. And so you have like a full-on band in church. And they're meeting like 3 times a week rehearsing. And on Sundays, they're leading people into music. So I think a lot of musicians in Nagaland started out in church. And so, the training ground becomes a church, which is fantastic because 1, you're getting to play real music and live, and 2, you're also playing in front of real people. So like you're locked in, right? You cannot, you have to have your rehearsals locked in. So I think that way, church actually plays a big role back at home.
Oh, that's very interesting. And also Nagaland is a dry state, right?
Yeah.
There's no alcohol, so you don't really have bars. I mean, you don't have bars.
Nobody drinks in Nagaland.
I heard nobody drinks.
What are you talking about? Who told you we drink in Nagaland?
Nobody said. That's what I was asking. I've never been, so you have to tell me. So I'm assuming like, I mean, when you go out like at gigs,
Mhm.
you can't have like alcohol brands as sponsors. In other cities, that's generally how it's done, right? Like
Yeah.
brands come on
Yeah.
as sponsors,
Yeah.
mostly alcohol brands because that's a
Yeah.
place that they can sort of put their product out, and it's like a proper match, right?
Mm.
So chili's, we've been cooking with the Naga chili,
Naga chili.
and it's hitting me. Sorry. Are these gigs then happening late at night? Are they happening in cafes and like when people go out? How does that play out? So they go out late at night, or the gigs happening
Yeah,
at night?
late at
And
night.
these are indoor venues.
Yes, indoor
Mm.
venues.
When you say at night, the context is different to your night in your
Yeah.
tier 1 cities and night back at home.
Mm.
Because first of all, the sun sets very quickly back
Yeah.
home, right?
Mm.
So by 5:30 p.m. it's dark, and generally gates would open around 5:30, 6 p.m.
Mm.
and gig starts at 7 p.m. We wrap it up by around 8:30, 9.
Mm.
So that's kind of like
Okay.
uh,
So by 10 o'clock, everyone's back home.
by 10 o'clock everyone's back at home. And just on the front of you mentioning about sponsorships,
Yeah.
we don't have any alcohol sponsorships in Nagaland because obviously it's supposed to be, it's a dry state
Yeah.
apparently. So it does get tricky compared. I mean, alcohol is not the only avenue that can bring revenue
Yeah.
into music, but it's a big one,
It's
right?
a big one, right?
It's
Yeah,
a massive
exactly.
one. So I think in a lot of ways, sometimes we can feel like we're missing out on it as well.
Yeah.
But when you're in a situation like that, you have to kind of improvise and see what
Yeah.
else you can do.
Yeah.
You cannot be sulking.
Yeah.
So we go about trying to see what other avenues we can bring in.
Because I've seen in many of your videos as well. You have a lot of local
Brands.
Brands
that
coming.
come on,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
cafes and restaurants and other sort of partners
Yes, sir.
that come on to support the scene. And I think that's how it builds, right?
Yeah.
I mean, alcohol is obviously just one of the many things
Yes.
that people
Yeah.
consume, and
Yeah.
it's really cool to see that actually happens.
Mhm.
Actually, coming back to church, okay, like let's just move away from music for a minute. Because I'm most curious to actually understand Naga culture, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm using this opportunity very selfishly.
Yeah.
For me, this is a
Please.
trip to Nagaland,
Mm.
right?
Please.
I can't make it there.
You're dressed for the part in
As a
Yeah.
as our, yeah.
So help me understand, help me understand what you're wearing and your experience with the church and your background and the tribes and all of those things that we were talking about earlier today, right?
Yeah.
So maybe Temsu, you tell us what it is that you're wearing.
I am from the Ao community.
Okay.
Yeah, and then this is our shawl,
Okay.
and then this we have the earrings,
Mhm.
and Abdon has the brooch,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So he belongs to Sumi community,
Sumik and Kachari.
Sumi and Kachari. Yes.
Kachari community.
But this is
But
a
that is
Sumi
Sumi.
book.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, our ancestors and all, they word is when like years ago, right? We have like bits of like seashells and all stuff.
Mhm.
There are a lot of theories and a lot of research papers that students and scientists they're writing about. They have written that maybe Nagas we came from from the seaside because we have seashells in our
Mhm.
designs. I think there's a print here, so just check it.
I don't suppose there is in one. No,
There
not
isn't?
this one. Yeah, not this
Okay.
one. Yeah.
So like in different tribes like owls and Sumi,
Okay.
the Sumi has it.
Yeah, we
Has it?
have it.
So we have seashells,
Okay.
designs. So it's really fascinating because again we don't have the scrolls that has all the history. It's just
Okay,
It's
yeah.
just oral
Yeah,
Yeah,
tradition.
because there's no
Yeah.
written, there's no
Everything's
language,
oral.
right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So I think even though it was oral, I think our ancestors they really preserved it well orally also.
Yeah.
And
So you have like a lot of folklore and
A
Yeah,
lot,
yeah,
a lot
a
of
lot of
stories.
stories.
Yeah.
yeah.
And music, songs.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
that also.
Yes, sir. Like so in Nagaland we have 17 major tribes
Mhm.
and 4 non-Naga tribes, but are indigenous to the land. So they are considered Nagas as well,
yeah.
Okay.
right? So all of this they have their own language, dialect.
Mm.
All of them speak different dialects. Everyone has their own different traditional outfits.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own folklores.
Okay.
There are theories of how the origin stories.
Okay.
Everyone has their own
Yeah.
folklores as well. Everyone has their own songs as well. So that way, pretty diverse. Like in such a small state,
Yeah.
there's so much
A lot of
diversity.
And
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
very
Yeah.
small number of people in the state as well, right? So
Yeah, I mean compared to
Yeah.
compared to your
it's like
yeah.
20 lakhs.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, even I'm
We'll
not
find
sure.
out.
Yeah.
Adding to that conversation, I think the mainland outside they think when they say Naga people, they imagine this tribal people in villages,
Yeah.
they don't have basic needs or stuff like that. I
Yeah.
think
That's not true.
I think a lot. I'm not sure about you guys because
Yeah.
you guys are how Nagaland is, but
Yeah.
I have met people who are like, you guys have that? You guys have a studio? So I've met people like that.
Oh
And
no,
it's-
really?
but
I was
it's-
like, when we were talking earlier, we told
Yeah.
you, right? We think of Naga, we think like well dressed, really
Yeah.
fashionable,
Uh-huh.
like are really on it,
yeah.
like
Mhm.
culturally really out there. So
Yeah.
you get the things. Like,
Yeah.
they're very urban. At least in my mind is always like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there are stories like everyone has, I think, different experiences, but unfortunately, there are still those stereotypes that go
Yes,
around.
yes.
And we're not ambassadors of Nagaland per se,
Yeah.
but like we're grateful that we can be in a space like this and just talk
Mm.
about
Yeah.
our,
I mean,
our
I
space
love
back home. So thank you for accommodating this
Yeah,
as
no,
well.
for sure.
Yeah.
I've also got us some. I mean, I know we're going to have a Naga
Yeah.
main course,
Yeah.
a meal towards the end. I've just got us some very local Bangalore specific starters to get started.
Yeah.
Because when we spoke, you guys told me that you all don't do like dry items or starters.
Yeah. We don't necessarily have
Yeah.
starters back at home.
Yeah.
But we thought we'll get something to start with. So
Mm.
we've got a bunch of things we'll talk about as we go along.
Yeah.
But I've also made us an easy drink to have as we go. It's nothing special. It's just pineapple juice with some other things in it. It's not alcohol.
Some other things.
You all don't drink. Because you all don't drink. There's no alcohol in it. But it's just soda and pineapple juice and a bunch of other things.
Yeah. This is chili.
Yeah, it's just a chili and salt trim to make it look cool. So what we're gonna start with, because you guys told me you like spice, we ordered from this restaurant called Nagarjuna, which we were talking about earlier today as well.
Naga?
Nagarjuna.
Oh, Nagarjuna.
I think it
Yeah.
was near our
Yeah,
house,
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
There's one there as well. So this is known as the Andhra chili chicken.
Okay.
So it's made with green chilies. It's like some 20 or 30 green chilies that go into making one portion of this.
Okay.
And you must actually try this, okay? Because I know you like spice. Aside from that, we also have this, it's just called kababs.
Hmm.
My mouth's watering just talking. We usually get it on the bone,
Yeah.
but just to make it easy today, we've got it. We got the boneless ones, but it's absolutely delicious.
What is boneless?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
boneless, but this is got bone.
Okay.
So go for it. Grab yourself some kebabs. You can dip it in the chutney or put some chutney in your plate.
Yeah.
Okay.
And let's go for it.
What's the way to go? This first or this first? What do you think?
Whatever you like. Maybe we can do the kebabs first.
Okay.
Easier, so we can just reach out, get one.
Sure.
I'm going for it.
After you,
Go for
madam.
it, Temsu. Temsu first.
Huh?
Go for it. After you.
I'm gonna go without a chutney first,
Yeah.
actually.
Okay.
Hmm.
Mm.
Hmm. This is your type.
Yeah.
Oh,
It is
chicken popcorn, right?
Hmm.
It's a chicken popcorn, essentially. Yeah.
It's like a legendary thing. I love it.
Legendary.
Yeah. I tried cooking it once, I messed it up. So now I just order it.
Oh, it's better with the mint chutney.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So this is like a classic late night guilty pleasure thing.
Mm.
And are these potatoes on the side? Looks like potatoes. No?
No, there's no potatoes, just a batter. Cool. So, what do you think of the spice? Temsu go first.
Good. That's good. You call this spice?
Abdon.
I love the chicken. I can see why you think it's spicy, but trust
Yeah.
me, it's like the real spice is gonna come after.
Yeah,
Mm.
I want to see you
Yeah.
guys. I want to eat that myself. and
It's
see.
warming up inside there. It's coming.
Yeah, I mean, I can smell it. So I'm waiting for it. So let's see how that goes.
But like this is really good chicken actually.
Yeah.
Very tender, very well cooked on the inside.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it's actually one of my most favorite things to eat.
Mm.
What are your favorite things to eat aside from, like, you said home food for both of you, right? But
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
what are like some good snacks you get on the street?
I love anything soupy with soup in it. So tukpa,
Okay.
momos with soup.
Yeah.
Mm.
You also have a song called Dumplings.
Yeah. Dumplings
Oh.
for the sun.
Dumpling, right?
Yeah.
Nice work.
Yeah.
Nice
Exactly.
save.
It's called transitions.
Yeah.
Your song titles, your aesthetic as well.
Mhm.
Tell me more about that. How do you develop that? I can tell, like, from what are the little conversations that we've had so far,
Mm.
I can tell Temsu has that little bit of a quirky side to her, right?
Yeah.
So, How do you bring that out in your music? It's great that you have it. How do you bring it out?
I think it's easier when you're trying to be authentic, when you're trying to be just you. And the titles and, the ideas that I come up with my songs also, I don't think about, okay, a song title should be like this or should have this. I don't think about stuff like that. I just, whatever I feel or whatever I want to say in that song, that's how I come up with, like I said, Dumplings for the Sad or Confessions of a Bipolar Mind and all that. And yeah, just being authentic. I think that has been one of my traits as an artist coming up. And even if I change in a few years, even if I progress, I think I would like to carry that wherever I go. And I think Abdon is also the same.
Yeah.
Even if, we grow into this, big pop star where you wear a red leather jacket. The Abdon,
Abdon's already doing that.
already almost he's wearing a black jacket, not red yet. So I think that Abdon who writes songs in his bedroom is always going to be there inside of you. And the Temsu who writes quirky titles or stuff like that. The homebody Temsu who writes music in her bedroom is always going to be there, even if the progress is going on.
Yeah, that's amazing. So what's like the dream for you? Like, do you want to be like a big stadium artist?
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Sure.
Yes. Like whenever my teachers, they ask me like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I had so much of confidence. Like I was so confident I would say singer. And that time, my friends, everyone would say doctor, engineer, all those fancy stuff. But I would say singer. And then when I said singer, people would be like, oh, just that? You just want to be a singer? Because
that's
they, for us, especially for Naga context, they've seen like there has no value because there was no industry back then. When I was young.
Yeah.
But growing up now, again, the industry is changing, and there's so much of entertainment sector happening in Nagaland also.
Yeah.
So yes, I wanted to be a pop star. I still want to be I want to do this for life. I want to sing. I want to tour. Yeah.
That's awesome. You're already doing it, right? Like you've done a bunch of shows outside of Nagaland as well.
Yeah.
How many shows have you done? Some in Bombay. You have some coming up.
Yeah.
Tell us more about that.
I am performing in Bangalore for the first time next year, January 16th, and I'm so excited. And I'm like, I really love Bangalore. I don't know. I'm just loving it so much.
Already.
Yeah, already. And I'm so excited to perform next
Why
year.
don't you stay back till January 16th?
We have again gigs back at home.
Yeah.
There's Hornbill Festival happening. So I'm also singing there.
Okay.
Abdon is also singing there.
Okay.
So yeah.
Hornbill is 10 days, right?
Yeah, 10 days.
Tell me about Hornbill. Like, what happens in Hornbill?
I mean,
Tribes coming together, something like that, as you were mentioning that. So
people think it might be a music festival, but it's actually not just limited to music. In its essence, I think Hornbill is a cultural showcase of what Nagaland truly is.
Yeah.
And what Nagaland is that it's a state with so much diversity, so much history, so much tradition, so much culture, so much vibrance. What happens is from December 1 to 10 every year, all these tribes come into one small village.
Okay.
And it's just a showcase of who we are, what our identity is. So there's indigenous games, there's sports, there's music, there's so much indigenous games. Like everybody has like their own indigenous games, right?
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot.
So it's like competitive?
Yeah, it is competitive. Like for example, you have your one that comes to my head.
Bamboo
Walking, like you walk on top of, you make like a makeshift bamboo and then you walk on. It's like a race with a bamboo.
Yeah.
So it's like stilts?
Yeah, stills,
Okay.
So there's one, then you have the top. Traditional top spinning and all. We have the fat eating competition.
Yeah.
Fat, pork fat.
Yeah.
So it's just pork fat cooked with nothing, just hot water.
Yeah.
And
so just boiled pork fat?
Yes, sir. And just eat it.
No salt?
Nothing.
No salt.
Yes, sir. Nothing. There's another one which is gonna make you happy. This is a Naga King chili eating competition.
Okay.
So nothing, just chilies, just pop chilies in your mouth until you die.
So the person who's eaten the most, what's that number? Do you know? Is there like a
I think there was somebody that did 23 chilies, I think. And this is a big number, sir.
Okay.
Like for me, I can eat one like for a meal, and that's gonna like drive me crazy, but that's what I would enjoy.
Raw.
Yeah, so I would eat one with a meal, right? But this guy is eating like 23 chilies without anything.
And they're not allowed to drink water, I'm assuming.
No, there is.
I think towards the end.
After the
so there's like a, for example, I think there's like a 1 minute time, and under that, whoever eats the most amount of chilies.
And then after 1 minute,
Yeah.
they drink water.
So what they do is they open that up for tourists as well. Even tourists are allowed to participate.
Mm.
So that way, so many indigenous games and sports as well. You wanna try?
Say, no, I'm good, thank you. This one smell of it was enough for me, I think, at least this year. Maybe next year I may consider practice through the year.
Yeah,
Mm.
Need some.
you need a lot of work. Yeah. But all this happens like for 10 days,
Mm.
Okay.
and at the end of the night, every night there's a music concert happening.
Yeah.
So that the
And the
stage.
concert is across different genres. It's not just
Yeah.
limited
Yes,
to
sir.
traditional music.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's across different genres. Back in the day, we used to have the Hornbill International Rock Contest,
Okay.
and it was one of the biggest contests in the country.
Yeah.
So recently, it came back again. I think the prize pool was around. The first prize was 20 lakhs, I think.
20 lakhs.
Last year, 20
Wow.
lakhs. Yeah. So this year, I think it was 10 lakhs. So anyway, that's always, the rock contest has always been there.
Mm.
But over a period of time, they wanted it to be a little bit more inclusive.
Mm.
So instead of it being the Hornbill International Rock Contest, it became the Hornbill International Music Festival.
Okay.
So in
Yeah.
that way, they became more receptive to more genres because even the audience was growing, even artists were developing. So now, so every night from December 1 to 10, there is the concert happening at night.
Okay.
Mm.
So night concert, daytime is all your cultural
And
stuff.
it's all only Naga artists.
No. You
It's
have,
okay.
across not just not just Naga regional and national artists, but you have international artists coming in as well.
Who's playing this year? Aside from which days are you both playing?
There's this Japan drums
Yeah. So our government has partnerships with different
embassy.
countries. Yeah. Also, wanting to mention, Nagaland has a sector in the government just for music.
Oh, really?
Government sector. It's
Yeah.
called Task Force for Music and Arts,
Okay.
and so they have these strategic partnerships with different countries as well.
Mm.
So they will send an artist there. They will send artists. They will invite artists there. So
Yeah, exchange of culture.
yeah,
kind
change of
thing.
culture. Yeah.
So have you participated, or do you plan to, or anything like that?
Yes. We are performing this year.
Okay.
Yeah. So
perform-
she's playing on the
On
7th.
7th,
Yeah.
yeah.
7?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm playing not the main stage, but we have another stage called the esports stage.
Okay.
So they have this esports tournament happening as well, part of
Oh, that's part
Hornbill.
of Hornbill.
As part of Hornbill,
That's really
yeah.
cool.
So I'm playing that stage.
That's very nice.
So for me, the most unique thing about Hornbill Festival is not just inside Hornbill Festival, but again, what happens outside of the festival.
Okay.
So there's like plenty of campsites and things happening.
Yeah.
And then in this campsite again, there are shows and concerts happening again in these
Oh,
campsites.
wow.
Yeah.
So it's like,
so much music.
Unofficially.
yeah, so much of music, so
happening.
much of, entertainment and everything.
Yeah.
You can go trekking, camping and all that.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not just our culture, showcasing our culture, but you as a guest coming and experiencing, taking something away from it.
Yeah.
So that's the whole idea of this, Hornbill Festival. So it's like
Amazing. And it's a celebration of like everything. right?
everything.
Culture,
everything.
tradition, history, food, music, games, sports, language. It's such a stimulating experience.
Yeah.
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 10 days is long.
It's a 10-day
Yeah.
fest. Yeah.
Sounds great. This is the first time for both of you playing?
No, we've played a
Yeah.
lot of times.
It will be my
Actually.
second time.
Yeah.
Second time?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've played a bunch of times
Okay.
already. Yeah.
That's amazing. So what are the genres? Like there are other genres as well.
Yeah, there's pop, there's
Yeah.
hip hop, there's rock, obviously. Yeah, I mean, I think
EDM,
yeah, EDM.
there is
There's so
there.
much genres. Yeah, so much genres actually. Now it's more like shared. What used to be a rock festival, now it's become more expansive,
Yeah.
more inclusive of different genres. So
Yeah.
you have everything for everybody.
Yeah.
Mm.
Were you all going there as kids as well when you all were growing up before you all became full-time
Yeah.
artists?
Not for me, unfortunately, because like I said, I mean, Hornbill is one thing every Naga young musician wants to be part of.
Yeah.
But for me, I did not have those dreams as a kid to be a musician. I wanted to be something else.
Mm.
Also because I was in the hostel, I never really got to be part of it. But everybody knows about Hornbill, and it's something that you want to do.
Mm.
Yeah.
What did you want to be?
Oh, I wanted to be. I was so sure I'm going to be the best football player in the world.
I know he wants to flex his legs right now.
I was so sure until.
We're not that kind of a podcast. I know a couple of other places where you can go.
I was so sure that was going to happen until reality slapped me in the face, and so I had to change directions.
Yeah. What age was that? When did you change direction?
This was when I was in college.
Okay.
Yeah, so very late by then.
Okay. But you were already playing a little bit of music, you said, in school, right?
Yeah, I was already playing, but not just for the fun, like not because I wanted to improve or do something. I did not have those dreams.
And what about you, Temsu? So you were going to Hornbill with your family?
Yeah, with my
It's
family.
like a family outing.
Yeah, kind of that.
Nice. Nice.
It was fun. It was like Hornbill is like a time where we can spend time with families and friends.
Yeah.
So I experienced all that, and I was living in Kohima then, so it was very easy for me to
What
access
happens
to that.
in Kohima? You said,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So the festival happens in this village called Kisama,
Okay.
which is like in Kohima. So that's the headquarters of Hornbill.
Okay. I think I'm probably going to do it next year.
Hopefully,
Yeah,
please come.
please.
I would love to
Shoot
have you.
some food
Yeah.
as well. We'll eat some food, do
Please.
some music.
Yeah.
I mean, I won't do music. I'll listen to music. Nobody wants to watch music. I can see that. And I wanted to be an artist when I was growing up. First time I heard myself sing, I was like, okay, sorry man, I can't do this to anyone else. So I gave up on that dream. And then I didn't really have any other dreams. So now I do this.
Yeah.
I figured I can cook. I don't know if I'm going to be able to cook Naga meals. We'll find out.
We'll find out.
We'll find
Yeah.
out. We'll all find out together and see how that goes from there. Okay, cool. So 2 times at Hornbill. So
Yeah.
tell me about the journey you had as an artist, right? 2018, you released the
Yeah,
first time?
2018. Yeah.
Okay. And we're at 2025, almost 26 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many releases have you done? And how's that been for you?
Wow. Now that I think about it, I'm just scanning through my library, and I don't know where to start, where to count. I think I have like 15
Yeah.
songs.
Yeah, 15 or 16 songs are the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the first song that I released, which is Confessions of a Bipolar Mind, I didn't record it and release it with the intention of I wanted to be, a commercial artist or a pop star, or I want to do this for a living kind of. It started as just as a passion, someone who really loves art, music, and it was my way of contributing to music. That's how I recorded, and I recorded this by saving money with my scholarship money.
Okay.
Yeah, like that. I saved it, and then I went home after during my holidays. I went to
Yeah.
the studio and recorded all that.
Yeah.
But later, after my second release, I realized that people were asking more from me, and in
And
order
this is
to
in
make
your comments, or where were they asking? Is it like
on my
in shows?
DMs,
Okay.
in my DMs, in my personal conversations, and then that's when I realized, okay, I want to make more music for people, not just for myself, but I need money to do this, right? So that's when I decided, okay, I'm going to take this, really seriously. It's only been 3 years since I've really started taking music business seriously.
Okay.
Because now that I'm getting older again, I want to continue making more music that also good production one, right? That requires a lot of finance.
Yeah.
So
But this is very far from what you studied, right? You studied
yes, I studied agriculture.
in
Yeah.
Dehradun. you
In
said, right?
Dehradun, yeah.
Yeah.
And also I finished my master's. Yeah.
Sure. Exactly. So both of you are more educated than I am. Right? I have very past 12 standard, and so that's why I said
Quite rich coming from somebody that worked in Google.
Yeah, I mean, but that didn't have anything to do with my education, right? That had a lot of other things that played into it.
And did you paid someone one
No,
of them?
man, they paid me. I wouldn't go there if they weren't paying me. I don't know if they'd go there. It's like a dream when I went to college that I wanted to get a Hornbill and stuff like that. So
It was a dream or not a dream?
it was
a dream.
It was a very
Yeah.
clear sort of path that I sort of took.
Yeah.
So I was pretty I stalked it on a daily basis.
Oh.
How do they hire people?
I
What do
see.
they ask in the interviews? So I spent
Yeah.
3 years preparing for it. So that's how it really happened for me. But I mean, you've done what, 5 years of agriculture?
Yeah,
3 years plus 2 years.
4, 5, 6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
And then you made the shift into the music business.
Yes.
So what have you learned? How are you going about funding your projects and putting it all together?
It's still tough because, as independent artists, we're doing the job of 10 people in one, right?
Yeah.
And I'm still trying to figure out, it's been a few years since I've realized what a DTS is or what GST, all that stuff. So it's been really hard. Yeah, but it's fun. The learning process of it, I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah.
And I'm just learning from each other also.
Yeah.
Learning so much from Abdon, and having conversations with people like you also, taking so much away from it. And even though I studied agriculture, which I have told this like to a bunch of interviews. Okay, like not recorded though. I think this will be the first recorded one that I'm saying this. Like every plant, I'm an agriculturist, right?
Right.
A 6-year degree, right?
Right.
So every plant that I plant, it dies.
Oh no.
So that was like a clear sign, like, okay, agriculture is not cut for
Do
me.
you know she has a song that's named "All My Plans Are Dying."
Die. Yeah.
So it's figuratively and literally.
It's
accurate.
real life.
Yeah. So basically, that's that. And I was like only doing music the entire time that I was studying 6 years of agriculture. So it showed
But you were writing
a
Yeah.
lot.
a
Yeah.
lot of your music.
Yeah.
And are there any songs that you wrote back then that you already released?
Yes, a
Which
bunch of
ones?
them. The ones that. Yes.
The night before her practical exams.
That was literally happening.
Yeah.
She masked it as if it was a figure of speech.
She's like, okay, now you make money of this problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Cool. That's
I'm like
nice.
capitalize on my misery.
Yeah. That's his next song. EDS 10%.
That's a good one.
That's
Yeah.
so fun.
Okay, awesome. So you've been actively releasing music now, obviously building
Yeah.
an audience, building
Mhm.
fan base. How are you thinking of so you've been taking it in and around Nagaland, obviously.
Yeah.
How are you sort of actively doing anything to break outside of
Mm-hmm.
that circle? Are you reaching out to more people? I know you're doing gigs,
Yeah.
which is obviously
Mhm.
the number one way to do it.
Yeah.
But a few weeks ago, we had Rohan and Sangi on the podcast as
Yeah.
well, right? And we actually spoke about this in detail about how artists from different parts of India
Mm.
who are not in Bombay or any other sort of major urban center, how do they break out, right? Because it is definitely challenging. Right?
Yeah.
What you have in Bombay or Bangalore, Delhi as the music scene, which is pretty well structured from a business standpoint. I would imagine, and I really hope I'm wrong, but I would imagine it is harder for you as an artist from Dimapur to break out into these scenes. But you've been doing these gigs, so how did you manage to do that? And what else are you doing? And
Mhm.
I'd love to understand, what are you doing digitally as well, just to
Yeah.
stay top of mind on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm. So I think as artists, we need to do a lot of studying also. It's not just creating music, but studying what other artists, big artists are doing, or what the music business side. What do I have to do? So I've also been studying all that, and I'm just applying a few things that I've been learning, doing shows outside, and how to network with people, how to connect with people, and all of that stuff. And yeah, I think I'm progressing a little bit slowly by slowly, because like I said, it's just been a few years since I've been into music business. Like, okay, this is what I want to do. This is my brand. This is my business, right? So just a lot of connecting, just a lot of calls, emails, all that stuff. Yeah.
Awesome. And clearly it's working. You're doing gigs in Bangalore. You've done a few in Bombay. Have you done anywhere else in India?
I don't. Yeah, no, just that for now. Yeah, but I have plans too. So hopefully.
So what are your plans? Where do you see 5 years from now? Which stage will we see Temsu on? Are we going to see you at festivals? Are we going to see you at international stages?
Yes, I am going to take it all in.
Yes.
Everywhere.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, we should. We want to see you on international stages. I would love to be there backstage as part of your cheering you on, helping you out wherever I can. So that'd be great to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should. I think one of the things that you should definitely do is make sure that you have this sort of goal, right? If you have a goal, you sort of build a plan towards it.
100%.
And I think especially now there's such a big audience for Indian independent music, right?
Yeah.
And they're everywhere.
Mhm.
There's all sorts of music. You can really start reaching out to a very large audience.
Yeah.
The challenge there is again to stay consistent, right?
Yes.
You have to constantly be writing, constantly be releasing.
Mm.
When I say constantly, I don't mean every day, right? But you have to do it frequently enough
Yeah.
at a pace that works for you, right?
Yeah.
Because we've seen there's so many artists who release hundreds of tracks a year, and 4 of them blow up,
Mm.
and it makes that artist relevant.
Yeah.
right? They start getting bookings, they start doing shows and tours and stuff like that. But at the same time, you also see some artists for whom the strategy of releasing just 4 songs a year,
Yeah.
or even 2 songs a year
Yeah.
works perfectly well.
Mm.
And then, like, in a career spanning 6 years, they have about 40 minutes of material.
Yeah.
So it really depends on what works for you
Yeah.
from a creation perspective and how you release it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So what works for you actually? Like, how do you go about with your songwriting process? Like, do you is this something that you practice on a regular basis just by writing constantly, like creating music? Or
Yeah.
because for me, like when I'm like the closest I can come to any creative work for me is cooking.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like if I'm going to get better at something, I just pick like a skill, right? A technical skill. So like if I want to get better at, say, chopping vegetables, I just pick that, and like for a week, I'll pick dishes that require me to chop a lot of vegetables.
Yeah.
So for a week, I'm just like chopping vegetables.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what the final dish turns out to
Yeah.
be. For me, it's more of I'll spend like 2 hours a day just chopping different vegetables. And then I'll pick a different skill another week, and I'll like try and perfect that.
Yeah.
How does it work for you?
For a long time, I had so much of ego. I was like, okay, this is how much I know. I'm just gonna stick to this, right? But it was like after I got out of that ego, right, and I started accepting, okay, I can learn something from this guy. I can learn something from this guy. I need to do my research. I need to study about this. That's when I realized that, oh, now I'm evolving. Even my songwriting process and everything, I learned so much skills and so much of techniques from other people that when I took all of those skills, it turned something into my own, and that's something that many artists, being stuck in their own egos, not able to accept, corrections or criticism, good criticisms, because of that, they're so stuck and they're not growing. And that is one of the biggest lessons for me as a songwriter. And now I would say that I'm so much better than who I was like 5 years ago. And I would not exchange anything for it. Like, I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so happy to be learning every day.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah. We can see that, right? We can hear that in your music. We can see the growth. And yeah, it'll be awesome to hear the next set of tracks that come out, to see your stage performance. But with Abdon, I know you do a lot of writing, right? Like, your process is, and correct me if I'm wrong, but your process is to just keep writing, get better, or is that something you still follow, or has that evolved?
Right now, where I am in my career, I don't write as much as I used to write like 3 years ago. My whole idea when I started was, I'm not good at singing, I'm not good at guitar. What am I good at? So I was a literature student. So I did my bachelor's and master's in English. So I always liked writing poetry and like long format essays and all those things. So writing was something that I was passionate about anyway. And so when I was starting out, I would be writing every single day, like sometimes 3 songs a day, sometimes 2 songs a day, sometimes 4 songs a day, just writing something. That kind of became like my identity. I wanted to be a songwriter first before I became a musician.
Yeah.
And so eventually, over a period of time, I started understanding that there are other facets that I'm good at as well. With time, that I was getting better at, which was stage performance and just getting better singing, getting better playing guitar as well.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, I could be an all-round artist. And eventually, I started becoming obsessed with the business side of music as well.
Okay.
This is something that I'm so passionate about. And so with time, as I've evolved, now I cannot commit to sitting in my bedroom every single day and writing like I used to. I mean, I can do that, and I do that, but mentally, I have attention elsewhere. Like, I have strategies planned for other avenues as well. And so I don't write as much as I used to, but take away everything else from me, I think at the core of who I am, I'm a songwriter. Yeah.
But you've not considered getting yourself a business manager? It doesn't make sense for you at this point.
I think at this point, I think it's getting to a point where I feel like it's affecting my creative workflow a little bit. My whole idea was, I read this somewhere, I don't know, somebody told this to me, I saw it somewhere, I'm not sure, but it stuck with me, is don't get a manager until and unless you feel like the business side of things is starting to affect the creative side of who you are as an artist. And that's always been me. I'm also quite stubborn, that I want to do things myself. I love a good challenge, right? Like, if he's getting that gig, I'm going to get that gig as well. And how am I going to get that gig? I'll have that figured out. I don't want somebody doing that for me.
Yeah.
That was my whole thing. And I think that kind of attitude taught me a lot of things. But also over a period of time started affecting my creative workflow as well.
Yeah.
And so now I feel like I'm in a space where I can afford to kind of consider giving away my trust to somebody.
Yeah.
And I think I'm in that space where I also know what they need to be doing.
Correct.
In the essence of being a manager, where there's some sort of accountability.
Mm.
But more than that trust issue, I think having an understanding of how I can be in a partnership with somebody and work together instead of them working for me. Like how do we work that? I think I've matured over a period of time with that.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense, right? Because as you sort of grow in your career, you'll have to start thinking of the focus should be on getting the job done rather than doing the job.
Yeah.
Right. So like you move more towards making sure that you have the right people to get the job done and they do it for you.
Yeah.
Because you're right. I mean, eventually as you grow in your career, you're gonna have to keep challenging yourself as well.
Yeah.
So you can't use the same process that worked for you 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You will grow, you will evolve, your stage shows will get bigger. I'm assuming you started off as a solo artist and now you have a 4-piece band that you play.
I have a
Abdon's first gig. How much was it?
What?
First paid gig.
I got paid 1 plate of fried rice. I'm not sure if I remember.
Yeah. I know. I mean, that was the case for a lot of musicians.
A lot of us.
I'm so glad to see that it's changing now.
Yeah.
Now it's a starter as well. Sometimes there's definitely a takeaway involved. But hopefully we'll reach a place where artists, there is no free gigs. It should be like that, but fair enough. So to go from there to now, you recently played a show in Dimapur, right?
Yeah.
That was with a 5-piece band?
On stage, 5 of us, and technical crew, added crew, it can sometimes 8, 9. So sound engineer, visual engineer, lights engineer, and I have like an on-ground engineer on-ground manager that can kind of run around and help get things sorted. So
yeah. And how many people in the audience?
A lot. A lot.
It's almost crazy.
Yeah, it looks crazy. I saw those videos, those were amazing. Where was this in Dimapur?
This was in a place called Agri Expo.
Okay.
And I actually have a story to share about Agri Expo. So Agri Expo is a space where it's an open space where a lot of things happen. So concerts happen as well. There was a time when the Hornbill Festival was happening there as well.
Okay.
In Dimapur, not in Kohima.
Okay.
So
it's like a part of it that happened?
They temporarily shifted it to Dimapur.
Okay.
The festival.
The whole festival.
Yeah, no, the music part, not the cultural stuff. Yeah.
So, but then culture would happen in Kohima,
and then
music would happen at night.
Yeah, in Dimapur. Yeah.
How far is Dimapur?
2 hours drive.
Oh, so people were driving down every day for 2 hours.
Some people, not everybody.
Okay.
Yeah. So the ones that were there for the music would be there. The ones that were there for the cultural stuff would be there. So Hornbill used to happen there, and I used to be playing gigs in cafes that no one cared about. You're just a background singer, and started doing like small intimate settings here and there, so far sounds and all these things. My first big one was the Hornbill Music Festival, right? And this was all of a sudden. I had not put any material out, nothing of that sort. And I get a call saying, we want you to play Hornbill. And I won't mention how much I got paid, but like a very humble amount, which I'm grateful for. Anyway, super pumped, never played a festival. And it's the iconic, legendary Hornbill Festival. I saved the scholarship money just like her. I bought a leather jacket. I was like, my best outfit on. I put together a band, and I wanted to play with a band. So put together a band and rehearsed. Went on stage. Hornbill Music Festival. I was the opening artist. When Chai Metos was closing that night. Got on stage. There were 10 people in the crowd. And all 10 of them were my friends. Just people that I knew, they were shouting and screaming my name.
And that still happens now with thousands of people in the crowd.
Now, so that was the last time I played Agri Expo. That was the first and the only time I played Agri Expo. Okay. And 3 days back, I went back to play Agri Expo. And this time, I was actually the headliner of the concert. So it was like a full circle moment. And to have people that care about my music, just our music in general, show up, and it's been a growth that's not just for me, but for my community of listeners as well. Like we've all grown together. It's Agri Expo is a cool story for me.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it's always great when these things sort of like remind you why you started in the first place, and then
Yeah.
it's very exciting to hear these stories. Right?
Mm.
Hopefully, you'll be playing bigger venues when Deeper has them as well. Right?
With your blessing. Yeah.
Definitely, for sure. I mean, not just in Dimapur and Nagaland. I think as you start making it out of the state into these larger venues, you have played a few shows outside. Right?
Yeah, I
Lot of
played
shows.
a bunch of, like a lot here outside here.
Yeah. What kind of shows have you been playing? And where do you want
I think like I played the NH7 in 21, was it? Yeah, 21. I think I played NH7
to?
21.
This is the one in Pune?
Yeah, Pune. This is post-COVID.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I've done an India tour as well in 22
Yeah.
when Taking My Heart came out.
Yeah.
So no money. I don't know how and where I got the money to do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm just gonna do a full band India tour. And so we,
You did that with the band.
yeah. So about 80% of the shows were with the band and some of them solo sets.
Solo as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've actually played a lot around the country, except for Bangalore.
Yeah. Why is that? Why is that?
I think maybe I was waiting for the right time. I think that was a good time to come.
Yeah. Okay. But when can we expect to see you in Bangalore? The show.
Yeah, I think, I mean, my whole journey was, when I was starting it, I was like, I'm going to move to Bombay. I'm going to be that artist that's going to hustle, and I'm going to be somebody in Bombay. And that was a dream for a while. And we spoke about this yesterday, this morning as well. But eventually it got to a point where, again, I'm not the ambassador of Nagaland. I don't represent Nagaland that way. But I think what I understood was I'm supposed to actually take stock of where I am and bloom where I'm planted.
Yeah.
And eventually, once that's kind of become my foundation, then I can take it outside as well, right? For example, and we spoke about this at Land even in the morning, Nagaland is a very, very nascent market when it comes to, like, very young market when it comes to music, right? 10 years ago, we didn't even have proper live venues.
Yeah.
Now we have people like Shirt that are coming to concerts, paying $500, paying 1,000 for super fan tickets, coming for meet and greets, buying merch, standing in line, you know, for hours, waiting to come to a concert. So I think there's a culture.
Sing along, right? Like
mad crazy singing along. Like the ugly, flat sing along with the best kind, right?
Exactly. Like me.
But there's like a cultural shift happening in Nagaland right now.
Yeah.
Like a massive one. And I feel grateful to be part of this generation that's kind of making that happen. A lot of work has been done by those before us. But I think now that shift that's happening in Nagaland is like really beautiful.
Yeah.
Like I'm so grateful that I get to be part of it, where we're changing and shaping culture in a way. Audiences are more responsive to the artists. And it's not just about being a fan of the music, but being part of the community and being part of the culture, willing to be part of it. I think it's so beautiful what's happening in Nagaland. It's a long way to get there. But before trying to be another one in Bombay, I want to be something back home and be something that kind of has that foundational support. And eventually, it's the same community that's going to help me help us.
Yeah, they're going to take you.
Break there.
They're going to take you and you're going to take them with you, right?
100%, sir.
That definitely makes a lot of sense, for sure. I had a question in my mind which I'm blanking on right now.
It's okay.
No, because I mean, this is definitely something beautiful to hear, right? How does it feel though? Like now, I'm sure when you're walking around in town, you get recognized, people pull you up for pictures and stuff like that, right? How does that feel?
It feels nice, actually. Like, let's be honest. I don't want to say. It feels nice to be appreciated for your work. That's definitely for sure. Thankfully, it's not to a point where it can get difficult. There's always the odd ones here and there, but not to a point where it's at a place where I just feel grateful that more than me, there's a shift in the culture where we're appreciating each other's work rather than always looking at somebody that's outside, right? But now we can appreciate our own people, which is pretty cool. So it's not just about me, it's about all of us in general. I think we're at a place where Nagas have started appreciating Nagas, which is great. Like, unfortunately, growing up, I know this is a difficult conversation to hear, but our generation, we didn't have Naga role models to look up to.
Okay.
Like, we didn't have heroes that way. Like, across, not just musically, across culture, across different things. It could be sports with Dr. Talimer now, but like, we didn't have proper heroes in a lot of ways. And so I'm not saying we are the heroes by any means, but I'm just saying.
I'm sure you are to a large section of your fans. You are. Right?
Hopefully we do.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's part of what we're doing, but essentially, it's just, again, just repeating myself. It's nice that we can start appreciating each other and start having each other's back, rather than only sending support to somebody that doesn't know you exist. And it's whatever is happening in Nagaland is a collective growth of not just the artists, but again, I'm just repeating myself. It's the community. It's really supportive.
It has to be a community-driven effort, right? Which is what I really appreciate about both of you, right? Like you're always sort of giving and taking, like always sort of sharing credit and sharing like good vibes with each other. What are like, who are the other artists that are coming up that you're really excited to work with or talk about in general? Because I feel like as the sort of culture grows, there'll be other artists that are growing as well, but also other people within the industry that you want to shout out to.
100%.
We have an amazing band called since 90s. Alternative rock band.
Alternative rock.
Since 90s.
Since
so
you love them. Yeah.
And we have Akrize. She's coming up. Stereo Groove. And then
Stereo Groove. I mean, you also, when it comes to building culture, it's not 1-2 artists. It's a lot of artists in Nagaland, right? And there's so many that I can name, but at the top of my head, people that are like really, really helping shift culture. One would have to be Polar Lights.
Yes.
Polar Lights.
They're my absolute heroes. Polar Lights, for me, I consider right up there. Right? When they came onto the scene, they changed Nagaland forever.
Are they also Dimapur based?
Yes, sir. The level of artistry, the level of songwriting. So they are a rock band. Progressive rock, I would say. So Polar Lights came, changed the scene. Another one would be Trans Effect. That's like very heavily, shaping culture. Moko Koza, he's a rapper. So he raps in English, but also traditional dialects back at home. So people in Nagaland love him. He's like a cult hero back home.
And he does multiple
multiple languages. So English as well. Then Nagamis, which is what we speak, and he sings in his mother dialect, which is Tenidi. Raps, sorry. So he like touches bases with different audiences. So Moko Koza is another one. KL Pama is another one. Like there's so many people. Like
all of these are contemporary, right?
These are all like the contemporary ones. So in a way, we're grateful that we're all part of this generation together, where we're kind of like taking things to the next level and shaping, not just making music, but shaping culture and bringing people, bringing the community together. So it's a collective effort.
That's amazing. And what about the rest of the industry? I mean, like studios.
Oh yeah, we could go on and on. Like she I think both of us were grateful to be working with two of the best producers in Nagaland. So I work with this guy called Kevi Pucho, and he runs this studio called Element Indie Studio. Like all the top dogs in Nagaland work with him. He was a legend himself. He was also playing live music, so he's a legend by himself anyway. So I've been working with him for the last 5-6 years. It's changed my life. So it's not just artists and musicians growing, but it's studios, it's producers, it's cinematographers. Cinematographer could be one called Sun Production.
Cody
Jinx. There's so much happening. She works with a producer called Vitz Jimo.
And then
Jimo.
I've been with him since my second song. And he has been like helped me as an artist also, maybe a direction, a different approach, and my mind has been broadened. It's like artists need good producers to be able to see visions that we don't see as artists. So I'm so grateful for meeting my producer and even Kevi Pucho.
And it's not just. I'm so glad you brought this up. So sorry. I'm so glad you brought up the producers and the technical crew behind, because that shift in culture is also them. It's more importantly them, the ones behind the scene, right? So Kevi Pucho is one. Vitz Jimo is one. You have Infinity Records. Then you have Jam Studio. So the Polar Lights, they own Jam Studio. So they were one of the earlier ones that was putting out like quality music.
When we haven't even been to a studio, they've been like making solid music.
Like just listen to all these Naga acts, but please, Polar Lights. I'm telling you, somebody that loves rock. You're gonna love it.
Now I'm gonna ask you to help me make a playlist.
Done. We'll do it. Done.
anyone who's watching can go and check out
Yeah.
these Naga artists aside from obviously
Yeah.
you as well. And how's it in the live scene? So are there like lots of venues coming up? You were mentioning earlier as well that gigs happening almost on a daily basis now?
Yeah, like
it's happening.
cafe gigs and all. You want to
Yeah.
take this question?
Sure.
I can add later.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with cafe culture coming in, a lot of cafes have been like popping up in Dimapur, Kohima, and all of these places, even restaurants, they want artists to play in their cafe, in their restaurant. So it's like a competition now.
So now
They
there's
want-
there's
yeah.
Rounds of fighting.
there's a lot of cafes and not enough artists.
and they encourage you to come and play original music.
Yes, original
Yes.
music. Yeah.
So they lean on the artist to bring the crowd.
Yeah, 100%, sir. So, I mean, you have the occasional cover gigs as well,
Yeah.
but now the priorities have changed so much that people
Yeah.
see that people are going to come to listen to their music.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Tell me more, like what are the different types of cafes there are and what kind of artists are they programming?
We would say cafes in a way like pastries.
Yeah, but like,
Those kind of-
yeah,
Okay.
We
like
won't
cafes,
say there's this
cafes.
music cafes.
It's not like music venues.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't have it. There was one room.
so there was one venue called
Three?
Room 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, Room 3, which was owned by some of my friends.
And
Hands
then-
down, one
And
of
then we had
the,
listen.
yeah, hands down, one of the best music venues in the country.
Yeah.
When it was still running.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they had to shut it down for reasons, different reasons. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's one. But you do have, like, for example, there's one called Unlabeled Society.
Okay.
So they host concerts, I think almost every
Yeah,
weekend.
every weekend.
That's just one among the many.
Mm.
So sometimes they do original music, sometimes they do cover, but there's like a consistent amount of consistent way of programming acts, right? In my case, I think after having done on this kind of shows
Yeah.
for years and years, I was like,
Yeah.
okay, how can I challenge myself and
Mm.
take things to the next level? The problem that Nagas are facing right now is we have those venues, we don't have the next step
Yeah.
as you transition, right?
Mm.
So you either have the small venues or Hornbill Music Festival.
Yeah.
So you don't have like that passage.
Yeah.
So you go from here to here and then you're back down there. And sort of like building, going up the ladder when it comes to,
Yeah, so you do cafe gigs and then you do smaller venues and then mid-sized venues.
and then like
Yeah.
the number of people keeps increasing, right?
Yeah.
So my whole idea was, okay, one, I have to stop playing these cafe gigs, not for any other reason, but because I want to challenge myself.
Yeah.
And two, I cannot rely on only the big stages all the time because festivals don't happen every year,
Yeah.
right? I need to be doing my own shows.
Yeah.
So my priority became, okay, how can I start my own IP? Like, how can I do my
Yeah.
own shows and like
Yeah.
book a venue, take the risk,
Yeah.
like book a proper production, put together production. And that was always my dream.
Mm.
And this year we were able to do that. But the reality is that it's not economically feasible for every artist in Nagaland. Yeah.
Mm.
So if there's one thing that Nagas can do with right now, it's a proper music venue that holds like a decent amount of people.
Yeah.
Because it's either small cafes or your big music festivals.
Yeah.
And that progressional developmental venues are not available as of now.
But outside of Nagaland, like, are you looking at other states and other cities outside within the Northeast, but also like within mainland as well?
No, for sure there are. It's just that in your developmental phase, it's
Yeah.
not economically feasible to keep traveling.
Yeah.
So if there is like a home ground that we can develop and kind of not just develop our artistry, but also develop your connection with your audience
Yeah.
and increase that number show after show.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Just adding on to that, I think a lot of the mainland, people they have not, looked in Northeast region well, with Shillong and Guwahati bringing big artists, and then the response is like so good.
Yeah.
Like there's so much of market happening, and artists like us also, most people from outside they say like, it's so hard for us to travel.
Yeah. I get
lot-
that.
yeah. A lot of that situation happens, but there's so much of profitability or
This is a good market.
yes, so much of market in the Northeast that a lot of people outside are not
tapping
into.
into
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, fair enough. But we'll come back to this whole piece of culture and community building because I have some questions and some thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this topic I could go on and on because I'm so passionate about it.
Let's get into it. I think we'll cut now. Get the food out.
Yeah.
This time we will all react to the food.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm so excited.
Okay, bat khabo. I'm gonna eat some Naga food.
Okay,
Yeah.
Saurav, before you do that,
Yes.
Saransh.
where did
You
I
said
say?
Saurav.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
so
it.
sorry. I'm so
It
sorry.
happens. One guy called me Sangharsh once. That means struggle.
Retake.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is your first Naga meal, like us together, right?
Yeah.
So in order to savor this friendship, us Naga we have a tradition of
Okay.
doing something before we eat together.
Okay.
So are you willing to do that?
What do I have to do?
We just have to.
Well,
do
you have to
it.
play Naga wrestling with me, like yeah.
Are you sure?
Are you okay to do that?
Yeah, tell me what I have to do.
So we just have
I
to.
think we'll have to stand
Yeah,
now for
we'll have
this.
to
Yeah.
send, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you're doing that. You're doing that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So this is something that we always do before having a meal, in a toast to new friendship.
Okay.
So what we do is we clap 3 times.
No, you just follow us.
Okay, just follow us.
Just
you
look
can
at us.
follow
Yeah.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Naga.
Just say Naga.
That was just a prank, actually. Who says Naga before you're gonna eat?
No Naga people, I guess. See, as the only non-Naga person here, I have trust you.
Anyway, yeah.
Okay.
Please don't do that when you're
Yeah.
in Naga.
Yeah, exactly. I just like go to Hornbill.
Anyway, yeah. You wanna talk about this?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
what we have on the table
Yeah.
is rice. We got pork with Axone.
Oh, you nailed it.
Yes.
Yeah.
We got some boiled vegetables
Yeah.
and
Spring onion chutney.
spring onion chutney with king chili.
Yeah.
It's not spicy, I've been told.
Does not look spicy. To be fair, it doesn't look too spicy, so it should be okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know about looks.
Yeah.
It's not the looks that's the challenge here. Now, this is after my first on-camera prank. My first on-camera Naga meal.
Yeah.
I have had a Naga meal in the prep up to this. I told you guys, sir, I went
Yeah.
to,
Yeah.
to a Naga restaurant in Bangalore. Right, because I need to know what it's supposed to taste like before I made it, right?
And you liked it.
Yeah, I loved it.
Mm.
Although, of course, I had help
Yeah.
from your friend.
Shout out
So-
Rongson.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Robson. Hopefully, it's great.
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
On the menu today is smoked pork with
Yeah.
Axone,
Yeah,
like you mentioned, and we have some potato to go as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
So potatoes with
And
that.
we always have green veggies to go in
Yeah.
every Naga meal, and obviously you have your spicy chutney.
Yeah, and thank you so much for bringing the ingredients.
Oh, yeah.
It's our pleasure.
Not easy to find them in Bangalore. I know it's there. I just couldn't figure out
Where?
which shop to go to and what's the right one to do it. But now that I have an idea, I mean, I have ingredients. So I
Yeah.
want to cook more of this.
Please.
Yeah, let's go
Yeah.
for it.
And
Let's taste. Yeah.
yeah.
We're putting everything.
I'm gonna give you like the spicy bit because this
Yeah.
doesn't look spicy.
Oh wow, it is falling off the bone. I haven't left it with the bone.
Abdon, can I have the fork ones?
It's not gonna be
I'm just
spicy.
having this, okay?
Yeah, just take it. Yeah. Allah bisa tali di sana. The something.
Spring onion na?
And then, yeah. Oh, also, we're so sorry that we have been speaking in Nagamis all along. No, and we were planning the entire thing. That's why we had to speak in Nagamis
Oh, now I get it.
because we didn't want to let you know. So we were like, she was asking me like, what time do we do this? And we were talking with Rongson with Nagamis. Yeah.
Perfectly fine. Like we used to talk to each other in Nagamese, right? So I didn't really pay attention to that. So the thing is, I am the prankster,
Yeah.
Like I'm always the one doing these things. This really never happened to me. I think it's the first time in my life that, not first time maybe, but it's very rare that I get pranked. So well done. So I was like, what is happening here?
She saw a reel on Instagram the other day.
Yeah.
I was like, let's do this to Saransh.
We had to.
Because especially also like, we went through the tradition with the stuff.
Yeah.
Just, okay, like, what are we getting into this whole thing?
fell right into a trap.
Yeah, exactly. It's very elaborate. That I have to say.
Chalo, let's get your reaction. So what I would advise you is actually go for the meat first.
Okay.
Yeah. So just take off the skin,
Okay.
and you see that you see that saturated fat there
Yeah.
with the meat. That's the one to go for.
Okay.
Just get your rice a little
That
bit.
looks
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It actually looks so good.
Yeah. Actually, have it without anything first. Just by itself. Yeah.
Wow.
Tender.
Yeah. It's cooked perfectly.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
Saransh, this is good.
Oh yeah. I feel like I'm home.
Now this is what I call Naga dish.
Yeah, this is Naga.
Amazing. How often do you eat this at home?
Almost every day. Like
Yeah.
meat is a big thing back home. Yeah.
And December is like a season of meat.
December is the festive season, so everybody's eating meat whole year or whole month long. What do you think of the ahuni and potatoes?
Yeah. It's very different from what I ate
Yeah.
in the restaurant, to be honest.
Is this better or?
It's different. That was like the akhune flavor was not very strong enough.
Not strong there. It wasn't strong. Okay, I thought it would have been stronger if it was darker.
I think it was more just very different. In this I can really taste it.
And do you like it?
It's still a new flavor.
Yeah. I know it kind of takes some getting used to, but once you get into it, like you kind of get it why.
Yeah, I'm not generally very experimental in my food, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
So first time when it came out, right, like the food came out at the restaurant, I was like, maybe I have overcommitted.
You either cook it without the potatoes like this. In our case, what we did today was we kind of mashed up the potatoes a little bit, kind of turned it into like a porridge. But you could go like proper old school, like hardcore, just ahone with the meat. And in that
That's
way,
what I think it was over there.
in that way, that's a little bit, the flavor is a little bit more intense there.
But it wasn't.
So the thing is the quality of the ahone matters a lot. Yeah. So this is made at home by my mom. So it's like
this is homemade?
This is homemade. Yeah.
Okay. How do you make it?
I mean, I'm not sure of the exact process, but it's essentially fermented soya bean.
So it takes some time.
Yeah, you have to ferment it for a while.
It's like roasted over the fire, right?
It is smoked over the fire, just like the meat. But the meat is really tender, no?
Yeah, the meat is really, really good. You also live at home with your parents?
Yeah. Thankfully, they have not kicked me out of the house yet.
That'll start happening once the fans start showing up. I don't see that day very far away. I'm very honest. I think it's very clear right now.
Bro, like there are some stories though.
Yeah.
I cannot show on screen, but I've had situations.
Yeah, I can totally
Abdon's girls will happily adopt him.
imagine. Adopt him. Kidnap him out.
Better, yeah. So now this one, it's too much spring onion. So you're not really getting like the flavor of the chili.
Did Saransh try it though?
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
spicy?
It's not as spicy.
not as spicy, yeah.
Saransh, this is good. Yeah,
Good.
you did a good job.
Actually,
You cook better than me.
Well, thank you.
Both of us combined, Abdon.
The meat is so tender.
No, actually, I honestly feel like I cannot take any credit for it. We should probably at the end of it just come clean. So maybe you could just do like this. Or maybe just use this bit since we're rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
No, at least you did the cutting and
I
the
did the
slice,
cutting.
the preps.
Now I know how it's done.
Yeah.
I did watching and learning,
Yeah.
but I realized that I wouldn't do justice to it.
Yeah.
It was so far out of my depth, right?
Mm.
Like, I'm glad I didn't, because this I would not have tasted anything like this if I had done it.
Abdon, is this the one that you bought near your colony or something?
Yeah.
It made it so good.
Yeah.
I had to go to one of our colony auntie's place and get smoked
Oh,
meat for
nice.
yeah.
Nice.
Last minute, no? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate it, man.
Okay, quick question, Saransh.
Yeah.
Would you choose smoked pork or fresh pork?
Smoked pork.
Yeah.
I tried both the other day.
Yeah.
I would pick smoked pork. What about you? Fresh pork?
Smoked.
pork?
Definitely.
My
Yes.
guy. I'm so proud to have introduced like smoked pork to a lot of friends.
Yeah.
2 friends that I'm like I take a lot of pride in is Anaushka Muskie and Frizzell when they came to Nagaland. It rocked their world. Until this day, they just keep calling me about smoked pork, and I feel so proud when they like our smoked pork.
But I'm also very glad that you're taking the time to meet people while you're here.
Yeah, 100%.
It makes sense. I mean, I was asking you earlier, like, it makes me very happy to hear, like, you know, if you're taking the initiative to learn, to meet people, to figure things out. I think that's one of the hidden advantages of not being in a big city, you know?
Yeah.
If you're a big city, you get discovered by a manager or management or anyone for that matter, label, whoever. There's an engine that works, right?
Mhm. So you don't do it anymore.
Yeah. You don't have that sort of resistance and push
Yeah.
to figure things out on your own.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not necessarily a good thing or a bad thing, but it's definitely something for you to learn. Very important as you grow in your career.
Yeah.
We have so much to learn from you, Saransh.
You know, I'm also learning from you. Like for me, it's. I feel like, you know, honestly, I feel like I don't know anything about the music industry. Like, I really feel like every time I meet people, I learn more than people learn from me. Like, I learn more in all of these conversations because I only know like a very small part, right? Which is what used to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've sort of been absent for a year. Now, as I'm getting into it, there's so much more to learn.
Yeah.
What's happening on other platforms for that matter, what's happening in the real world. Like all of these things, I mean, it's very easy for me. I could have just gone like, okay, who has played Hornbill Festival last time?
Yeah.
Let's just do that research. But to hear it from you, artists who've played there, and as also Naga people, you attended it many years as a kid with your family. You aspired to play there. Now you played there a couple of times. Went from 10 people attending your gig to where you're. I'm sure there will be thousands.
Yeah, it was
this year.
thousands.
Yeah. So it's always really nice to hear from and learn from that perspective as compared to a summarized GPT answer.
Yeah.
So that's why I told you like I'd never do any research before I have somebody come over. I would like just want to hear from you. Like I have some broad ideas of things that I want to understand.
Yeah.
And for me, it's more of a selfish exercise
Yeah.
to bring you over and ask questions.
But that's why it feels like a genuine conversation more than like a.
I don't have any structure.
Yeah.
I don't have any plans. I just hope like people watching this are not like what is going on.
Yeah.
But it's been like it's been a pleasant conversation. So
Yeah.
So much more to talk about now.
I'm glad you're enjoying the smoke meat. Yeah.
That was a good meal, huh?
And a good prank as well.
Yeah, great prank. But here's a prank for you. I'll cook it. You know that, right? I did the cutting and the chopping.
Yeah. I did.
Eating a homemade Naga meal
In front of a camera.
in front of the camera. It was incredible.
Good quality meat.
The meat was insane. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And all the raw ingredients, anything else. It was a great meal. But before we started eating, we were talking about community,
Yeah.
right? So I know that you played a prank on your community with you. So you all are obviously clearly pranksters. But tell me more about what you did, what was the motivation, and how that played out for you.
The owners have done.
I mean, it's not as intense as you've made it out to be, but
It was. Come on, tell me the truth.
so essentially, what happened was last year I had to take like a long break from making music for personal reasons, and I wanted to kind of make a not statement comeback, but do something that would kind of excite interest,
Yeah.
right? And I had left social media for a while, and the first thing that I posted after being back on social media for a while, and this was I already had a song ready, the music video was ready. I had asked her to direct the music video, and she was supposed to be the love interest in the music video.
Yeah.
So we had shot everything, we had planned everything, we had like strategized which Instagram story we're posting on what day and everything.
Yeah.
So the first thing that I posted after being back on social media after a long time was there's no context. There was a shot of the two of us,
Yeah.
but our faces not shown,
Yeah.
and we had a puppy in our hands.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I forget what.
Bruno Major.
Yeah.
song.
We had a cheesy song
Yeah.
Okay.
in the post, and the caption, I forget what the caption was, but it was super cheesy. Like we
I will choose you
No,
or something like that.
life update.
Yeah.
Adopted a puppy together.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And then like I had the slides where I was not showing her face, but like I was showing her. And
Like a soft launch.
yeah, there was a
soft
soft launch. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that started the whole thing on social media, and
Yeah.
people were interested, like what's going on. And I remember one of my friends, Mar from Polar Lights, the band that I told you
Yeah.
about, we were on the phone. It's like, dude, are you really hard launching your girlfriend on social media? Like, he was so pissed at me. He's like, bro, like stop it. Anyway, we kind of did that just to excite interest, and we kind of got a lot of attention. So then eventually we had to let them know that it's just a music video.
Yeah.
But it was so funny because we were since there was a lot of interest happening, I kind of made like this formal statement. I was like nothing. I was just like
It was just a prank.
no. I was just like
You don't have to clap.
so the teaser was ready, and when it was time to post the teaser of the music video, I just didn't say teaser coming. I just said, hey guys, there's been a lot of talk going around,
Yeah.
just making a statement tonight, and
Yeah.
boom, teaser came out.
Okay, nice. But how many hearts do you think you're? Do you look at your analytics, like in your Instagram and your YouTube, like what percentage of your followers and subscribers or listeners on YouTube?
I'm not sure about I don't remember if I checked it on YouTube, but on Spotify, social media in general, I think 65-70 is the women audience.
That's insane.
Mhm.
How does that make you feel? I feel great. I have 65-70% female audience. Never happens generally. I mean, it does happen sometimes.
Hmm.
Clearly, your case in point.
To be honest, it's not something that I kind of formulated a brand to kind of take
Yeah.
the direction. I think it just happened organically along the way.
Yeah.
I don't know how it happened. To be very honest with you, like
Yeah.
this is just me being honest. I don't know how it happened, because there was a time when I think this is also like part and parcel of how I've grown as an artist. So I remember I used to check my analytics like years ago, and a large chunk of my audience would be like people between the age group of 24 to 30, like 40. Like that was like the majority. And over a period of time, it slowly started climbing down the ladder, and
Yeah.
it started becoming younger audience.
Yeah.
Then started shifting towards more female as well. So it was not a strategic idea to kind of do that.
It's more your music sort of.
Yeah, I think it's just my music, but also I think my personality as well, where
Yeah.
I'm just being myself, right?
Yeah.
And if there are certain people that kind of like not just my music, but who I am that comes with the music, then I mean, I'm grateful that they have an interest in what I'm doing. I can only be grateful.
Yeah, no, 100%. No, it's definitely a great audience to have. And they're really passionate, right? Like,
Yeah.
You see that. Has any crazy incidents happened? No. Let's talk about this earlier. You said no crazy incidents happened.
I mean, not.
But like some really like touching incidents or fan gave you some sort of.
There's a lot. I'm just like, for example, one that comes out of the top of my head was doing a college gig. Oh, but it's also fair to mention that I intentionally made like a strategic move of doing a lot of college gigs.
Okay.
Like I would say 3 years back,
Okay.
because I was like, okay, if somebody even us as music lovers, the age of discoverability is usually when you're in that bracket, right? Like between 16, like 15 to 18 is when you discover artists and you kind of you grow with that artist. So it's like, maybe that's a demographic that I should explore. And so I made it a point to intentionally do a lot of college gigs because I knew that if I found my audience, then they're going to stick with me over a period of time. So I was doing
also more accessible to get a larger audience.
New listeners. Yeah, 100%. So that was admittedly a strategic move on my end to kind of be intentional about doing more college gigs. And so, I was doing a lot of college gigs and, things kind of started taking shape.
Yeah.
And then there would be people that were just waiting for me to come to the colleges. And so when it came about, I made this strategic decision where I was like, okay, people want to come and watch me during these college events. How can I maximize and capitalize on this by extending that relationship a little bit more closer? So I would speak to the management of the colleges. What if we do like a meet and greet? Would they be interested after my concert? Would they be interested to come and
do like a competition or is it?
No, just like, because at that point I didn't know whether or not they would want to come, right? So when we opened the meet and greet, we started seeing like a lot of people just wanting to come and say hi, take pictures, and being excited about getting pictures taken and autographs being signed. So that experiment kind of became like this full-blown idea of now we have to start branding and marketing the idea of doing meet and greets as well, where you can come and meet us backstage. So among that many ones, there was this one particular incident. It was at St. Joseph's University in a college in this place called Jakoma. And I actually went with merch to sell because I know that I already had the power, like people were willing to buy merch at that point. But for some reason in the middle of the gig as I was playing, I just felt so much love and like just there was something in my heart that wanted to give away the merch for free.
Okay.
So I announced it. I was like, I have limited merch.
Yeah.
After the show is done, there's going to be meet and greet. The first like 50, 60 people are going to get the merch for free. Yeah.
Fight so because of this.
So obviously after the whole thing ended, I was escorted to my green room and there was this, everyone is rushing towards the green room and they're all trying to get. Anyway, so obviously a lot of people didn't get. And I remember scampering around trying to find whatever I could give it away. There was this one, and after everything was done, the management comes to me saying there's a lady that's been crying for some time now. And they say she's been trying to get merch, come and meet you, but the line's been too long, she couldn't meet you and everything. The only thing I had left was this guitar strap. It's a leather guitar strap, right? I got that.
Have your name on it?
I got that leather guitar strap when I started learning how to play guitar properly. It's been around with me for a while.
Yeah.
That leather guitar strap had been with me from the first shows that I had played to the biggest show, which was NH7 during that point.
Yeah.
It's been with me. And that was kind of like the starting point of when I started to feel my connection with my audience. Yeah. And so I called her over, just say thank you for just having the heart to support my music, right? Not just support my music, but care about me as well. So I signed that letter belt and I gave it to her and she was so happy. So like that's one moment that I can remember that still sticks with me after all these years.
Are you still in touch with that fan?
No. In fact, I don't like, I kind of remember her face a little bit, but
That's amazing. That's a really sweet thing for you to do.
Yeah.
I mean, from selling merch to wanting to sell merch to giving it away for free.
Yeah.
And
this is the first time I'm hearing this story.
That's a really,
it's so
sweet
nice.
thing, man. It's very touching. You have to manage your own.
Yeah.
Maybe the staff would not have much.
But to be honest, like from that front, even though I said earlier that I did not intentionally brand around those things, like do a strategic brand, when I started seeing that there was an interest for not just my music, but also who I was as an artist and as a person, and I started realizing, okay, it should not be one way. It should not be them coming to me all the time. I should be able to give something back to them. Yeah. And so I started coming up with just different ideas that I could kind of strengthen that relationship with them.
Yeah, makes sense, man. It's very sweet. What about you, Temsu? Do you have any crazy fan experiences?
When you just said that you remember a girl, I also remember this guy. I remember his name. His name is Steven. And he's still on my DMs. And he's a very cute, sweet guy. And the first song that I released, Confessions of a Bipolar Mind, when no one even knew that I released a song. Yeah. He was there. Okay. And I don't know how he discovered me, but he would, always encourage me with his text messages and all that. And I would, whenever I fell down, I would find strength because of his message.
That's sweet.
And I remember him coming to all of my shows.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And he never comes empty-handed.
Oh,
He always brings his, DIY gifts he makes and all that stuff. I still have them in my, it's there in my wardrobe. He's still there in my DMs right now. So, so I'm so grateful for people like that, who has been there since
Day one, yeah, the real ones.
the real ones.
Yeah.
And I'm never gonna forget his name. I'm never gonna forget his face. And I've also, when I launched my first merch, I gave him one for free. Because I know that he was the first guy who was the first person to deserve that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm so grateful to have people like that who are like, supporting us.
Yeah, it really pushes you forward.
Yeah.
How do you do this online? Like, how do you build these fan communities online? Do you think of that? Like this is a really good example of doing the college gigs and then everything that happens there.
Yeah.
I guess it's sort of an outcome, right?
Yeah.
What do you think of building these fan communities online? Because I feel like that's the greatest way for you to break into like the mainstream, right?
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Again, I'm also this is not just the Abdons, the artist speaking, but it's also the artist manager that has been managing Abdon for years and years now. I think that the young market is a market that's waiting to be tapped, especially in Nagaland.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned, so Nagaland, we didn't grow up on Bollywood.
Yeah.
We didn't have those kind of heroes back in the day, right? So what we had, K-pop culture is big in Nagaland, like Korean culture is big. We had Filipino films, we had Thai films. So
Really?
yeah, those things were big back in the day. So
But are they dubbed?
no, not dubbed,
So you watch Filipino films and Thai films?
with subtitles.
Okay.
Yeah,
English.
Korean with subtitles. Yeah, young fans would kind of build this strong connection with people with those kind of
Those are
idols outside the country, outside the city, right?
Yeah.
And so there was a capacity for them to find that within our own community as well. It was just a matter of who is doing it, how are we doing it, and when are we doing it. The artist manager in me saw that as like a good opportunity to kind of tap into an audience that's just waiting to be tapped into. So for example, one thing that I would do, right? Like, I think it's very important, like I mentioned earlier, it has to be transactional to a certain extent, where it's not just them giving you all the time, like pushing your stuff. It's about how do you give back to them? How do you build relationships with them?
Yeah.
So like small things. For example, let's say if I'm doing a show, and this is something that I do for my live shows. Like if I'm doing a show, then like 1 week before I would tell them. And this over the years, it's gotten to be even more difficult, but I've kept at it. So what I would do is, hey, I would just post on my Instagram story. If you're coming to my show on this day, leave me a DM, just say hi. Then I would get this barrage of messages saying hi.
Yeah.
I would make it a point to manually reply to all of them. Okay. There would be like this message that's already been typed. Just copy paste it, but still. It's not like automated. Yeah. So what I would do is like, hi, thank you for willing to come to my concert. I've made a playlist for you. This is the songs I would be singing. So please listen to them.
That's really
come,
cool. That's really smart.
And I want you to come close to the stage. For example, if it's a music festival, I'll tell them, listen, it's going to be a music festival. There's going to be a lot of artists. This is my time slot. If you please come early so that you can be up close and we can sing together. So I would be sending out these messages like manually, not like an automated message. So I would be doing this, and at first it would be 10 people replying, then 20, it became 100, it became thousands as well. But I would put in effort to try and reply to all of them as much as possible. So I think like those small exercises here and there, right? Or for example, randomly going to my comment sections and seeing certain comments or certain people, I would just do like a random video call. Yeah. And just sing them a song.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah. Or just like DM them and say, hi, I want to send you some merch. Just send them some merch all of a sudden, right? So like the small exercises along the way have kind of helped, have made it like I appreciate them. Yeah. It's not just them giving me all the time. Yeah. Wow. So in a way, that kind of has helped me develop a more stronger relationship with them because I know they have my back and I have theirs as well.
Yeah.
Wow, that's like literally a fan engagements or masterclass. Like, I'm sure that so many artists.
I feel bad. My secret is out.
It's not about what you do, right? I'm sure lots of you so many fans know that you do this, but it's about how you do it. Right?
Yeah.
There's only one Abdon, so like nobody else can do this. Do you do anything like this? Like, do you do any specific fan engagement?
Now,
things?
like I said, it's been just 3 years that I've been
Yeah.
really focusing on, doing this
Yeah.
music business side. Being music business, like, not at the center, but the friendship and the love at the core, at the center of it. And I recently did this Nagaland tour. And I visited 4 major districts of Nagaland:
Okay.
Dimapur, Kohima, Mokchong, and
Wokha.
Wokha. I strategized on, okay, how am I going to, reach my audience? And this is like, okay, forget about the newer audiences, but the audiences that are in right now, that are listening to Temsu Clover music, that are engaging with me. And I also had this conversation with Abdon, and he also gave me a couple of tips on what to do and all that. And so I took all of that. I did some research on, I was watching this bunch of interviews and all that stuff on YouTube. And then I put all of that together. And then I decided, okay, I'm going to visit a bunch of colleges that are from my audience. So what I did was, I contacted, the president of that student body. And then I told them that send a message in a group that, okay, 5, whoever are Temsu Clover listeners, come meet at the office. You're getting like, she has some super fan tickets for 5 of you, just 5 of you.
Yeah.
So the president, he sent over the text in the group. And it's surprising because a lot of people actually signed up for it.
Okay.
Yeah, but then I couldn't, give away so much tickets because I was limited. I had a limited, audience.
yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted, a number of like 80 people for that show, for every venues. But it was so surprising for me because a lot of people came up. So it broke my heart so much because it was just 5 tickets, but I wanted to give them. So, okay, just cut it. 10 tickets, just give them away, that happened. And that connection, through that also, I think my listeners also felt that love for me. And it's very important, what I've learned is not just, always taking, but also listening to them, giving them something, that they're giving. Because it's always two-way connection, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Do you do anything online specifically?
I do.
What do you do online for them?
Something about my music, people find it very therapeutic, and a lot of people, they would DM me and text me, with, hey, I'm suffering, I'm this, I'm depressed. They would just rant in my Instagram, and I would just be their therapist sometimes. And I think that part of being an artist also really I enjoy. And it's kind of like a therapist session happening there. So I think Abdon also has that kind of stories. Being comforting someone.
Yeah, I think like you can get really like, this is like what you guys are sharing is like a pretty cool thing for you, like think of opportunities that you could do on like let's say YouTube memberships, for example. You can open up those things where fans just join in as members, and then you can do special things for them, because then it becomes a more sort of tight community, right? Even if you do like a minimum tier of like some, I think it's 39 rupees or whatever, then you can really get deep into building a deeper fan engagement. Same thing with whatever Instagram subscriptions. Also. These sort of different models allow you to sort of bring in the real sort of fans
and filter it out.
Not just filter. I don't think filtering is the right way, but like to position it is more of a get in the core fans, so you know that these are the people who are there for you. So it becomes like a two-way street where obviously they come in and they become your super fans by joining these memberships. But you then get to do so much, right? You can try out new songs with them. You're going in a different direction, a different journey. Like teasers, trailers, all these fun different things that you can do with them for sure. But I mean, it's always so heartwarming to hear these stories of this fan love. Like Steven. Or even the fans that show up at all these different college gigs, and same with your case. It's very sweet. But on that note, I think we're going to eat something tart.
Something sweet. For sweet stories.
Something sweet and something tart, right? You said?
No, but it is.
It's dried gooseberry.
Actually, let's go for the wild apple.
We've got both out. These are again sweets from Nagaland. This has been my favorite episode so far because I have to do more cooking. I felt like I was a guest of my own podcast. In fact, it always feels like that because I learn so much more than anything teach, so it's great.
Yeah.
So let's go for it.
Right. So we just have to point out first though, Saransh asked us like, what do you do for starters and desserts?
Yeah.
And back at home, we don't essentially do starters or desserts.
Yes, it's all part of one meal, right?
We just like rise and like dive into it. Yeah, that's a Naga way. But these are some snacks that you would kind of eat after a meal. Like not every day, but like you would always find these lying around almost every Naga kitchen. And it's just there, and you could like this would can stay for weeks.
Okay.
So you just any time of the day, just pop on into your mouth. Yeah, just like a nice post meal snack. I would let you try this actually first. Yeah.
This is, you said, wild apple?
Dried wild apple.
What does it look like when it looks like a normal apple?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Almost like a peach, I would
Smaller?
say. Yeah, like a peach, I would say. Yeah,
Oh, that was really good.
it's good. No, after this, because you had this already.
The apple, like, when kids eat lime for the first time,
Yeah,
I felt like that. Sure.
this one is without. This is a sugar-free one, so it's a little bit more. Sorry. Yeah.
But I like it though.
But this is actually really good for pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you? Do you have pressure?
High blood
problems?
pressure.
No.
Anyone?
Blood pressure?
When we eat the mic test, what I will
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not that old. I'm pretty young. I don't know. Is 36 young? Didn't college kids look
Relatively young.
relative to, yeah. Right. Relatively, everything is young. I know, 36. Is that old?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Still young.
No, no. I don't have blood pressure though, or hypertension, or diabetes. So I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah. But Serge looks younger though. Right?
Or should I have asked you?
I would say the hair.
Have glaze.
I think it's the hair that kind of makes you. I think this new hairdo that you're sporting kind of makes you look young.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I thought like
Like I've seen you with your shorter hair. I mean, through Instagram, like you look younger with this.
yeah. I think there's more of an effort on my part to look older.
Yeah.
When I was working a corporate job, right? You want to
Yeah.
fit in. We walk into these rooms like some 60-year-old uncles and I'm like,
Aura.
yeah.
Walking with aura.
Uncle, actually, sorry, I don't need to call you uncle. We're the same age. But now it's the other way around. Now I hang out with young artists like yourselves. So I have to try and fit in. even at the cost of, I'm not really sure what to do with this hair. I'm like, I want to grow it.
But I think you should keep it like this.
Yeah.
I want to grow it more. I want to get like really long.
I think again, if you like cut the beard, you like look again 2 years younger.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not in that place where I want to cut my beard. You know, because it's like makeup for men, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if I want to go out.
I can't relate.
Do you get though?
No, I don't have any facial
Do you
hair.
have any facial hair?
No.
Oh wow, man. That's actually it's an interesting problem to have. I don't know because mine grows like by tomorrow afternoon it'll be like back fully. So it grows really fast. It's a different problem to have.
I do have a question though. As somebody that's first of all, a fan of music, because you mentioned you grew up with rock and roll.
Yeah, 100%.
Over a period of time, you got into corporate. And you got into music corporate,
Yeah.
being the head of YouTube India. And then
Not the head of YouTube
like,
India, as managing artist relations for YouTube
India.
Music in India. That's
Okay.
very specific. I'd never headed YouTube India. If I was heading YouTube India, I'd probably still be there because I'd be getting multiple kids. But I was
and you would have flown us out in private jets.
yeah, we would be doing this in Maldives. not in that. Oh, shit.
Anyway, just having
Beep it.
just having gone through the journey, right,
Yeah.
of being a fan and then getting into places where you are kind of helping develop artists. I know this is a very, very generic question, but because we come from that region,
Yeah.
I know you have a lot of love for artists and non-artists. It is apparent. It is clear to see. What do you think? What kind of space do you think we have as long as the general music circuit is concerned? What
Yeah.
kind of space do you think we have in the scene?
See, I don't think that the scene really discriminates. I'll be very honest with you. You see, and very honestly, the audience, the Indian audience, as of today, from my read on the situation, right, like from what I see, they don't discriminate basis age or gender
Yeah.
or where you're from. All they care about is do they connect with you,
Yeah.
right? And I think in many ways, I feel like rap has sort of like rap and hip hop has broken that barrier,
Yeah.
right? It's really made music very accessible and artists also very accessible to fans of all ages, right? I've seen 18-year-olds go crazy for 40-year-old artists,
Yeah.
right? Who are singing in a language that they don't even fully understand.
Yeah.
So we know that this goes. We've seen it the other way around as well. Like I've seen 40-year-olds go crazy for
Yeah.
20-year-old artists. Right? I think the greatest thing right now is that the Indian audience is very open-minded and they're very happy to hear stories and accept artists from where they are, as long as you're authentic and as long as you tell your own story in your own way.
Yeah.
It works, right? I mean, like we see the Northeast, like Rebel's a great example.
Rebel's a great example.
Like Shirami Sholo is the biggest names in the industry at this
Yeah.
point, right? And she's doing it because she's
good at it.
Yeah.
very good at her craft,
Yeah.
but even her story is very authentic. It's
Yeah,
a real
100%.
story.
Yeah.
And she's not like faking it. Right?
Yeah.
So, and I see that in the two of you as well, right? Like we were talking about this earlier. Like, I mean, I'm a big fan of your work. It's like,
Thank you.
like really a big fan of your work, right? Like, I mean, I can sing along to most of your songs, and like your songs do tend to get stuck in my head, you know. And that for me is like the greatest sign, right? Like of your craft, but also the fact that I enjoy watching your music videos. I enjoy engaging with your social content. I feel very blessed in the sense that as a fan, I have access to you. I can pick up the phone, I can call you, I can have dinner with you. I can do all of these things. But I'm just one, right? Like there's millions of fans. So to answer your question, there's as much space for you as an artist from the Northeast as there is for an artist from Bombay or Delhi or Bangalore, or, I don't know, man, like Kerala, Chennai, whatever, right? Like there's enough and more space for everyone. So I would say own it.
Do you think it reflects where you're coming from is from the listeners, from the fans
Yeah.
perspective, from the consumer perspective,
Yeah.
right? How does it reflect in those that are kind of decision makers or like moving the needles?
Yeah.
How do you think that reflects?
So you start looking at the different sort of decision makers within the industry that can move things for an independent artist, right? So when you say independent artist, you're making sure that, like, in that sense, you're taking labels out of the equation. So, like, let's say labels sort of master deals.
Yeah.
You may have some sort of distribution or an advance deal or something like that, and then you have obviously the larger stakeholders that become your streaming platforms, your booking agents,
Programmers and
and everything on the streaming platforms.
Yeah.
That would be like your programmers, editors, marketers, relationship guys who sort of pushing you into different programs that they may run and stuff like that. And you have booking agents, ticketing platforms, and the whole live circuit. And then you have your social platforms, right? And somewhere amongst all of this is mix all of these put together. You get YouTube, right?
Yeah.
So these are your sort of biggest stakeholders. And see, each of them will have different priorities at different times, right? I think increasingly, and I don't know, I don't work at any of these platforms anymore. I talk to them every now and then, but I don't necessarily know exactly how they're thinking. But I know one thing for sure is that there is a huge acceptance of wanting to push artists from different regions within the country, right? I think there's a huge realization and huge learnings that come from some regions becoming bigger, like Punjabi, for example, having popped up and becoming that much bigger. So there's a lot of learnings that one can take away, like we were talking about earlier, right? Like very simply, artist brands, right? Like how you brand yourself, what is your sort of presence in the world. Talvinder is a great example. I guess familiar with Talvinder's work. So his sort of visual brand is a great example. But most Punjabi artists, for example, picking English titles for all of their projects, whether it's an EP, an album, or a track has an English title. So there are these sort of learnings that can be expanded and be taken to the world, or taken to at least like the world in the context of India. Right? You can definitely expect that everybody wants everyone to succeed,
Yeah.
but they're constrained by resources.
Yeah.
Mm.
So at any given point in time, all of these different stakeholders across the industry will have a set of priorities.
Yeah.
Now, if you're lucky, you may fit into a priority at a given point in time.
Mm.
If not, you will eventually get.
Yeah.
So, as an individual, for that matter, you cannot control. You know, YouTube is too big for you to have
Yeah.
too much of a say. Spotify is too big for you to
Yeah.
have too much of a say. But when the time comes, let's say next year, Spotify says, okay, we want to shine light, or whatever YouTube says, or Instagram says, anyone says that we want to shine light on artists from the Northeast. Great time for you.
Mm.
They want to shine light on singer-songwriters from India who sing English. Who want to help you go international.
Mm.
Great time for you.
Mm.
So at any given point in time, or like, you know, female artists or artists representing a particular sector
Mm.
of society, or artists writing about a particular mood or genre, whatever it is, right? Like, so at any given point in time, you may fit into something.
Mm.
High likelihood that you will, as long as you're creating good music.
Mm.
So then there's one is the sort of creation aspect. So you're creating good music,
Mm.
so you fit into it. The other is the sort of relationship aspect, which is where then, like, you know, your managers come
Yeah.
into play, right? Like,
Yeah.
and not just you as managers, individuals, because you're now having to maintain relationships with a large set of stakeholders,
Mm.
which is where again you can sort of work with
Yeah.
somebody on
Mm.
sort of how you structure as company.
Yeah.
I would say that if you approach this whole thing with okay, these guys have my back,
Yeah.
it generally works out well.
Mm. We have to kind of do away with all the, oh, we're there, we're here, you're there, we're here. I think as long as, number one, you're making honest music.
Yeah.
Number two, you're making great,
Yeah.
objectively good music.
Yeah.
And three, you're
Music can never be objective.
no, as in when I say objective, I mean like good quality of recording, good quality of productions.
Fair,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Fair.
Like
Technical.
the technical aspects,
Yeah.
getting them right. Yeah,
100%.
getting those things right. Then having built a community. That's I think when you have these things like your basic hygiene checks locked in, I think it doesn't matter where you're from. An artist like, for example, you mentioned Rebel, you mentioned Chake as well. I think these are great examples that I remember when Chake was breaking out, he would be touring India and he would have these people in Bangalore, in Bombay, singing in Nishi, his local language, right? So I think at the end of the day, it's all about what you're doing with your art
great songwriting, great
and where it
melody.
comes.
Yeah.
No, I think honestly, I feel like it's a good, really, really good time to be an artist from Nagaland and from the Northeast as well. It's never been a better time.
Yeah.
I think it can only get better at this point.
Yeah, 100%. What do you think, Temsu?
Yeah. I'm like diving into this conversation.
Yeah. You can hold all of these different truths all at the same time, right?
Yeah.
I'm an artist. I'm an artist from Nagaland. I'm a singer-songwriter. I'm a
Yeah.
singer-songwriter from Nagaland. I'm a singer-songwriter from this tribe. These are my sort of languages that I cover.
Yeah.
And it's great because people accept all of it because these are all truths, right?
Yeah.
I guess like the only truths you should probably stop telling yourself, no, anyone for that matter, is that I cannot make it big because I'm from here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it definitely doesn't.
Mm.
Sure, if you're based in, like, I mean, it's great to hear that now, you know, on the technical side of things, you have all of the right support,
Yeah.
tools, and access to
Yeah.
people available for you in Dimapur.
Mm.
It may not be the case for, say, somebody in
Yeah.
a smaller part
Yeah.
of Nagaland, but they can still come over to Dimapur. It's going to be an expense, but
Yeah.
it's a business.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. You're going to have to make that business expense.
Yeah.
I'd love to see either of you guys on billboards, both of you, hopefully without any teasers. Have you guys up on billboards across the country or outside as well. See you guys on big platforms, big stages. I don't think that day is far away. No?
And it's on time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to happen
Yeah.
very soon.
But thank you, Saransh, for answering that question. Actually, like it was really interesting to hear your perspective on this.
Yeah.
Like, again, I really wanted to get your perspective because you've been in the kind of positions that you have been, working with different people from different sectors of the industry, working with different artists.
Yeah.
Just getting multiple perspectives from the business side, from the artistic side. That's why I just wanted your perspective on this. And thank you for sharing.
I'm glad that you asked, and I'm also happy that my perspective is of value to you. As I keep saying, I always look at my perspective as I count myself as a very fortunate fan at the end of the day. Right? There's nothing more to it for me or or about me in my opinion. Like I told you how I ended up in this position,
Yeah.
the accident, and all of those things just worked out. It's been obviously great having you guys over.
Yeah.
It was great having you guys sing songs in Sumi and Ao.
Yeah.
But now I think it's time to hear you guys
In English.
sing for us in English.
Yeah.
And the next time I hear you sing, I want it to be with thousands of your fans
Yeah.
right in front.
And
I
you,
will be-
you and the audience as well.
Yeah.
I will be right in
I
front.
will send you the track list.
Exactly. I want some merch from this VIP fan pass, 1 of 10 only. And
You're in the front, ugly, crying and singing to yourself.
Exactly. Hopefully, a Hornbill next year. I don't know.
Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's obviously been a great pleasure.
Yeah.
From Dosa's
Wow,
to
what-
Akhuni.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some
First for
chili
everything.
chicken.
Yeah.
First for everything.
Yeah.
for
How
me.
do you rate? Like, okay, before we get into the music.
Yeah.
Very important. Rate everything that we've eaten today. Okay, dosa, idli. We already did that, but
Yeah.
we'll just run over it really quickly. So dosa, the 2 types of idli, vada, chashabat.
Yeah.
Then you have the Andhra chili chicken, kebab,
Filter coffee?
filter
Yeah,
coffee,
yeah.
the Andhra chili chicken, kebab, and the Naga meal.
Okay. You want to start or what?
No, you guys go
Okay.
for it.
Okay.
I can't
One by
rate
one?
my own food. Yeah. No, I mean, like, how would you rate? Where would you place what?
I would say top. I want to say the akhoni with smoked pork because the Naga wants to say that. But
Yeah.
my first time in Bangalore, having heard about the dosa at Umesh Refreshments,
So this coming.
for the longest time, it felt like a pilgrimage that I was making. So for that reason alone, I would say it's a dosa.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah, dosa
Yeah.
takes it.
Okay.
Second would have to be the smoked pork akhoni.
Yeah.
Third, very closely would have to be the idli with the first thing that we had was the idli with the
Mm.
puri. Yeah. So those are my top 3.
Okay, awesome. What are your top 3 today, Temsu?
Mine is, I think I have like broken a stereotype of or thought that I had idli. I thought it was made of milk or something,
Mm.
Yeah.
and that was busted. It's not, and that was my favorite one.
Okay.
With
The
that-
plain or-
with the spice.
or the spice
Oh
one?
my god!
Yeah.
But what is spice? That's not even spicy.
Oh man, our spice game.
They're getting offended left and right.
And then I think second will be the filtered coffee.
Okay.
I think I like that one.
Yeah.
Third, smoked pork.
Okay.
But I don't want to put in this category because
It's a
Saransh
different.
didn't cook it.
Yes, but on that uncooked note, I guess it's time for you to like, subscribe,
Yeah.
and share this video.
Yeah.
If you share this video with 10 of your friends, Abdon will give you his next guitar set. And Temsu will give you 6 tickets to her next show. And I will give you a heart.
But it's been a pleasure, Saransh.
Yeah, thank you for
so
having
much.
us.
Absolutely amazing.
What a great first time in Bangalore.
Yeah.
On the record, in front
Yeah.
of the camera. First time in Bangalore. And honestly, personally, I couldn't have had a better start.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, one more
I'm
day.
so glad I shared it with you and the rest of the team
Yeah.
that's here. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Saransh.
Thank
It's
you
been a
guys for
pleasure.
coming in.
Yeah.
I know it's not an easy task. It's multiple long flights.
No, we'll do it again.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure you have to. Next time, full band again
Bante.
Yeah.
on stage.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I haven't seen the sunrise in a while. Nor have I been out late till my head goes wild. My best friends tell me I shouldn't be alone. They care so much, but I just shut down. All my plans are dying. It's just a phase, we'll be back soon. If you're leaving, let me know. It's just a phase, we'll be back soon. If you're leaving, I'll be here for you. Thank you.
The night he said I'm on my way, I left the far beyond your touch. I've learned to tame these demons now, 'cause you're taking my heart, 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 taking my heart. You see now.
Okay, thank you, Abdon, for taking my heart. Temsu, my plants are not dead, but thank you for all my plants are dead. It's been a great pleasure having you guys over. We're going to link all of your socials, your YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, and everything else here, including Abdon's secret playlist and Temsu's secret playlist. If you learn the songs from that, she's going to give you free tickets. She just told me the break.
And also playlist of all the songs from that.
Yeah, we're also going to playlist, we'll link your playlist to all the contemporary artists that Temsu and Abdon like from Nagaland. I will also spend some time listening to some of those artists and add some of my own recommendations. With that, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and keep supporting great music.
Pak Pak Pakao!